gymnast there that's won the gold medal. It was a beautiful routine. And again, for me, pommel horse at the moment is the most competitive apparatus in men's gymnastics. There are easily 20 gymnasts across the world that could have been in that final. So I think that's why we saw that quality in that final.
Yeah, well, congratulations to Hong Yang-min, who took the gold there ahead of Karchatrian and Patrick Hoops, the silver. And a quick word, Sam, if you're still there, on Alex, and finishing 5th in that kind of company in the world final. I mean, that was fantastic first time out.
Absolutely amazing, Matt. We spoke a little bit about Alex just going out there, doing his job, hitting his routine, and there was a little mistake in the routine before him, so you never know how that's going to potentially unsettle his nerves, but he did very well, looked super focused. Again, did a really difficult routine, more difficult than the gymnast that won the gold medal in the end, so
yes,
all he's got to do is continue to improve, get used to competing on this international stage. But what a massive moment for himself, his coach and the club there in Nottingham, and just very proud of him, because I don't think I could have done that at 20 years old in a pommel horse final, so amazing achievement for him.
Praise indeed. So we're going to get ourselves set now for the women's uneven bars final. Beth, if you can hear me, you know, as a former world champion yourself on this event, do you enjoy watching bars, or do you just wish you were out there?
Definitely not out there anymore, Matt. No, I love watching it, and just the variety of the elements that are coming through, and it's going to be a really good final. I mean, obviously Nemour is well ahead of the rest of the field if she goes through. She's got the difficulty, and she had a training routine, as we used to call it, yesterday. She had to fight for it. But it'll be interesting to see how she deals with that disappointment yesterday. You could clearly see after the all-around she was disappointed with the results, so she's kind of had 24 hours to go away, put that behind her and get ready to come out for this final. But she's been in many finals now, and we saw her at the Olympics. She knows how to handle the pressure. So yeah, it'll be interesting.
And Beth, I mean, you sort of hung up your guards in 2013-ish, so has bars changed much in the sort of 10 years plus since you retired?
Yeah, I think there's so many more gymnasts now are trying to be very creative with their construction. It's how short of a routine can you do, because the ones where you're seeing the high difficulty is where they are connecting every single skill. There's two kind of wins to that. One is you get the difficulty, but the second is it's a lot shorter routine, you're not as tired, and less opportunity for the judges to take the deductions. Every time you're kind of doing an upstart handstand or a free swing, you're giving that opportunity for the judges, and the upstart handstand, it's such an easy opportunity for the judges to take those deductions, because unless you're banging handstand, there's always going to be a deduction.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, all of us are hoping and thinking that things go well for Kaylia Nemour. She'll become the first Algerian to win a gold at the World Championships, if everything goes smoothly for her. Thinking of maybe second and third, the other medals out there, where is this going to be won and lost, and where do you think it might go?
It's going to be won and lost, I think, on the difficulty. Every time a gymnast does a routine, from day to day, one little connection can make the difference between being a medalist and not. If you don't connect one skill, you can lose 0.1, 0.2, and that can be the difference. Melnikova, we've seen that she's flying high. She's already won 2 golds, so she'll be in a good kind of frame of mind to go out there. Nemour, it's interesting. Obviously, we think she's the odds-on favourite to win, but it's hard. She's coming in last. She's going to be last up to perform, so she'll know exactly what she needs to win that, which that in itself is quite hard pressure. Most gymnasts don't look at the scores, but her coach absolutely will know exactly what score she needs. Yeah, yeah.
Well, Naomi Visser is also in this final. A very different style of bar work, hasn't she, Naomi?
Yeah, beautiful execution. We've seen her now in quite a few finals. She's done 2022 and 2023 Worlds and came 7th. So she's experiencing coming into a world final, but we quite often see little errors just coming through. And has also made European finals, but never quite yet made it into the medals.
Well, here comes the second highest qualifier Fanyuwei, 20 years old. She's the Chinese bars champion. She well, goes without saying, she's a beautiful bar worker, so really she's going to be the gymnast for to really pile the pressure on Nemour.
She is. She's got a 6-4 difficulty, so she's still kind of 0.7 behind Nemour. But she has been out on the World Cup circuit, obviously allowing the judges to get to know who she is, allowing people to understand the routine and see that. And that makes a big difference, just people knowing who you are and what your routine is.
Yeah. Zoja Szekely of Hungary, very prevalent at the Europeans on bars as well. And and here comes Kaylia Nemour. It didn't go to plan really, bars, did it, for her in the all-round competition? So will she be feeling jittery, or will she be feeling, you know, fired up to really put things right, Beth, do you think?
I think you put it behind you. I was in exactly the same position in, I think it was 2006. I'd messed up bars, not quite performed it to what I wanted in the all-around, and came out and won the world title. So you kind of, as a gymnast, over the years of experience, you have to be able to put the last competition behind you. That has no impact on the competition you're about to walk into. And she has done numerous competitions now, so she's got that experience. But it is slightly different when you were going for a world all-around medal and didn't quite get it.
Yeah.
But I think, yeah, I mean, we say she had a hard time yesterday. She still scored a 15-1, so if she did that today, she would absolutely still be winning that world title.
Yeah. Just out of interest, when you said it didn't go well for you in the previous rounds and then you nailed it actually in the individual final, took the gold, what did you do to change that mindset, and how did you put it behind you?
I think with every gymnast you have your own coping strategy, and for me it was just kind of, I spoke it through with Amanda, worked out what had gone wrong, and I struggled with the bars, the timings, and we've heard a lot about the gymnasts out here struggling with the floor and the vault. I actually struggled with the bars out in Aarhus when in Denmark, and I went back into the training gym. I just spent a bit more time and worked out what was that key thing, and it actually turned out just to make everything a lot slower. So literally before I went, Amanda was like, just do what you know but nice and slow. And yeah, thankfully it paid off.
Well, it's interesting talking about that sort of the tempo, the bounce. You can see as Melnikova's working the lower bar here, the sort of rebound that's in there. So just talk us through that sort of tempo and how you get the timing right. Yeah,
so every gymnast will like the tension of the bars very different. I always like them quite tight, so the bar didn't necessarily bounce as much. You can see there the bar is almost bending, and a lot of that is coming from the tension of the wires. I used to do it by how many turns of the screws, and I used to put my fingers to work it out, whereas now they've got tension gauges, so the coaches will be able to go straight up to the bars, put the tension gauge on, and they know, especially for a team competition, you have such a quick turnaround. For the coaches, they need to know exactly what every gymnast wants. Every gymnast wants it different. They want the bars different, they want the chalk different, you have a springboard in a different place, you have the mat in a different place, so it's a very well-oiled kind of routine to be able to get up and prepare the bars. Yeah.
So would you have brought your own chalk from home?
Absolutely. Yeah. Most gymnasts do bring their own chalk. You tend to have your favoured brands. Some people like blocked chalk, some like powdered chalk. Water sprays, some used honey. So yeah, every single gymnast does it, and you tend to know who knows how to do your bars. You're allowed a coach to obviously prep the bars, but quite often you'll see another gymnast from their country will come up with them and prepare the bars as well. So I always kind of had the person who was out at the same event as me to know. They knew how I wanted the bars, so I could just focus on my preparation and not worry about how chalky the bars were.
And Beth, if this was back in the day and you were in this final, whereabouts in the sort of running order, in the lineup, would you like to go? Where was your preferred
I prefer to get it done.
Did you?
Get in, get done. Yeah, and also obviously when I was competing, we didn't get the warm-up. So if you were up last, you may not have touched a set of bars for nearly 45 minutes. You just had to kind of go up and go clean, cold. Whereas now, obviously, to ensure the safety of the gymnasts, the warm-up has been reintroduced.
Wonderful. Well, Beth, we'll let you enjoy this one, and we'll turn our attention. You can imagine what it would have been like to be in it. There you go. But we're going to start now with Sky Blakely of the USA. She's the US bars champion. She won that earlier this year, tied actually with Hesley Vieira. But she qualified with a score of 14.166. She's got a 6-2 on the difficulty.
Which is one of the highest, really.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's all about hitting. Just the final bits of preparation, as Beth was talking about there. What do you make of Sky Blakely, Chris?
We haven't really seen very much of her in this competition, but she's a very classy gymnast, quite experienced. One of the, because quite often the American gymnasts are very good tumblers and vaulters and not quite such great technicians, but she's a good technician. She's one of the classier USA gymnasts.
Certainly one of the nations that relishes a team championship, but there isn't that final this year. This is all about the individuals, these worlds. The start of the Olympic cycle as all the gymnasts are building for the next 4 years. But Sky Blakely at 20 years old starts this women's bars final out in Jakarta, Indonesia.
But only 3 medals.
Dazzling under the lights. 14.166 then her qualification score. Gonna need to be into the 14s, mid-14s if possible, for a medal in this final. What does the next few minutes hold for Sky Blakely from USA?
Good extension on that first float. Good pirouette, she links it easily to the stoop Kachev. And another one from Astolda. She's got that big connection, building that difficulty. Another pirouette. The pirouette linked to the difficult move. We'll give you a little bit more. Turn, you have to swing in a forward swing as well as a back. And she does, she takes it in to a beautiful double front half out.
Well, I think she may better her qualification score here and pile the pressure on those hoping to get onto the podium.
Well, I really did enjoy that routine, actually.
Well,
full of variety. And she's got a real good, you know, Beth was talking about being able to work the bars and get the most bounce out of it. She had plenty of height and flight on those skills, the release and catch, which are the requirements. Yeah. And immediately there from the top bar down to the bottom bar, you know, the coaches in there.
No, she uses the bar well. You can see she bends the bar. It's not quite so bouncy when you're on the edge like she is there. And that's a move, the flight from the low bar to the high bar. You need quite a lot of help from the bar. You want to work with the bar and let it go down, bend, and then flip you up.
Yeah, you need to release at the right time.
Yes. Yeah.
This is often where you see a little bit of leg separation from the gymnast. I mean, probably a 10th there. But I really liked towards the end of the routine where she went into the inverted grip. There, check the handstand, turn, into the invert position, and then into a big dismount.
That's right.
She does the double front somersault, but then opting for the half turn. You can spot the floor. Makes the landing a little bit easier. A great start to this bars final.
Sparkling performance from Sky Blakely.
And she just missed out at the Paris Olympics of being in the team. She snapped her Achilles during the team preparation, so she'll be thrilled to be back here.
14.333.
It's a good opening score.
Absolutely. So Angelina Melnikova next to go. Gold in the all-round. Gold earlier on today. Can she get another medal? What a return we've seen from Angelina Melnikova.
These first moves where she stoops in and out, full pirouette, and then stoops with the flight to the high bar, back down to the low bar, immediately up. That's the big connections that she's made. Every stoop element is highly difficult. Lovely high front somersault. Now you see it's a relatively short routine here. Another strong full pirouette into the full twisting double back.
Oh.
Wow, not a flicker on landing. She did so few moves, there was so little opportunity for deduction.
Well, that landing is going to be key, that's for sure. She's looking reserved, but I think inside she'll be thinking, medal number 3.
Well, interestingly, she hasn't won a World or Olympic bars medal. So she'll be keen to get this because she is a good bar worker. See, she immediately got the feet on there.
There was just a couple of parts through the routine where just lost a little bit of leg tension. And this was a bit close there. You can see the bending of the arms. So that'll pick up a deduction. But again, as you said, Chris, there's nothing major in this routine to be concerned about. I mean, she did a good Jaeger in warm-up, a good straight-arm catch.
Not the most difficult routine that we'll see, but a 6-2. She did a 6-3 in the all-round competition, so it'll be interesting to see what difficulty score she's awarded here.
You were right, Craig. That was she did really pull that Jaeger in, that front somersault in quite close.
And the problem is, if you pull it close into the bar, it almost catches you a bit unawares and you panic, and then you tend to lose a bit of tension, and then the legs come apart a bit. So it wasn't without errors. It's not the best we've ever seen her, but it certainly put in a good score.
She doesn't always get that connection, you know, where she does the pack salto in immediate toe on.
She looks a little disappointed. 14-5. She shouldn't be. Look at that. That's brought a smile to her face.
Same as qualification.
Yeah, I don't think she thought she was going to get a score that high, but she's in the lead at the moment. Yeah, her score in qualification, 4.5, saw her with the third highest score. Naomi Visser of the Netherlands. Spoke with Beth earlier on, a different style of gymnast, very elegant.
And beautiful natural swing. Super height there, lovely combination. The Kachev down to the low bar, but you see she took the upstart handstand in the middle. That was very nice. The Esheva and down to the low bar, but each time on the low bar she's had to do an upstart handstand rather than immediate link. And every time you don't absolutely hit a perfect handstand, the judges deduct. But this is lovely work. Super full pirouette, big full twisting double back, very nice clean routine.
A 6-1 on the difficulty in both qualification and in the all-round competition. She scored a 14.2 actually in the all-round competition.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think the bit of the routine where she will struggle to get the bigger marks is 3 times she had to come down and take the upstart up to the handstand. Now, you don't get deducted for that, but again, you're giving the judges the opportunity. When you see Nemour, when she comes onto the bars, she doesn't take that upstart. It will be connected straight into another skill. That was the one where she did the Kachev into the immediate pack salto, but then that's where she took the upstart, and she had 3 of those. But she's a very elegant gymnast.
No legs apart, are there, unless they're meant to be.
That was a lovely skill again, but again, down for another upstart, gives the judges the opportunity. And as I said, these women's judges, Christine, they do like to deduct, don't they?
They do. The deductions are vicious, really.
I mean, it is a world championships for judging as well as gymnastics.
Oh, yeah.
These are the best judges in the world.
And they are assessed in the same
Yeah.
way as the gymnasts and not invited again if they're too far out.
And actually a word on the judging panel, who've just awarded Naomi Visser 14.066. So there's a big spread, there's a panel of judges, isn't
Yes,
there, right
yes.
across the world?
Yes, and generally you can't, if you've got a gymnast in the final, you can't judge the final. It's from neutral judges. But the two judges that decide the difficulty can be from any country.
Kate McDonald from Australia is next to perform in this women's uneven bars world final. 25 years old. Got a gold at a World Cup just a few months ago.
Super start there. And very difficult full pirouette from the uprise. Oh, what a high Kachev. That was absolutely fabulous. A little bit out of rhythm on the low bar, but she jumps high to the high bar. Good, strong pirouette into the full twisting double back. Very popular dismount series. Bonus for the full pirouette straight into the dismount. But that Kachev was probably the highest one I've seen from a female gymnast.
Yeah.
What a crowd pleaser that was.
I was just looking at the leg form throughout the routine. I think that's one of the best we've seen. She managed to get her feet together on all the flighted elements from the high to the low bar. I mean, this would be fabulous for Australia to pick up a medal.
They've never done it, never been done before.
Look at their legs locked together, even on the backswing where some gymnasts just separate a little bit, but I hope we get to see. She winds up, look at the height there on that straddle Kachev.
Massive.
And then immediately down into the pack salto. Obviously had to do a little bit of adjustment, but yeah, I would love to see this routine pick up a medal.
Well, she's going to have to match Melnikova. We've got the Chinese gymnast we were talking about earlier on, Fanyuwei, who was the second highest qualifier, and then Kaylia Nemour to come.
That Kachev is like the men on the high bar, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, at one point used to get marks for virtuosity. Well, that was a virtuoso, wasn't it? Sometimes you see the gymnast just scraping over the bar, but wow, she had so much time. But then I think the problem then was to control the swing into the pack salto meant she was very high and had that bent arm catch. Apart from that part, I thought the routine was superb. Yep, we're over here, give us a wave.
14.166, third at the moment, with some big hitters still to come.
Yeah, a little down on difficulty, just a 6.
The next 4 gymnasts will be scurry onto the podium.
We'll have a quick word with Beth if we can. Beth, if you're there, just your thoughts on the first half of that competition, with Melnikova leading on 14.5, Sky Blakely second, 14.333, and Kate McDonald there we saw 14.166, third at the moment. But Melnikova, what did you make of her routine?
When you actually watch it live, I think when you put it into slow-mo, it shows up a lot more errors. I actually really liked that routine. I thought it was clean and consistent, and it shows from the score that she got from qualification. It continued through.
Yeah, and Sky Blakely upping her performance from qualification as well. You could see, you know, she had sort of demons to put to bed really when she came out, and she hit it hard.
Yeah, she's had a rough ride coming into this competition, obviously returning from injury, missing out on the Olympics last year. But I really enjoyed that routine. She had beautiful execution, really nice lines on the handstands. To some point, actually, the handstand was held, which doesn't very often happen. So, yeah, I thought it was a great construction of the routine and very well executed.
A lot of young gymnasts in this final as well, you know, just looking at the young neutral athlete there, Vasileva. She's 17 years old, and Kaylia Nemour, you know, it's easy to forget she's only 18 as well.
Yeah, and I think obviously for the neutral athlete, we've just not even seen them competing really, and they've not had their chance to come out on the world stage and kind of get that experience. So I think over the next couple of years we'll really start to see them grow in confidence. But yeah, I mean, Nemour, it is hard to remember she is only 18 years old.
Yeah, yeah. So with regards to this particular warm-up now with Nemour, who's, you know, hopefully going to get the first 15 that we'll see in the championships and try and get the first gold medal ever for Algeria, what will she be hoping for from this warm-up? What will she do, do you imagine?
Each gymnast had their own warm-up and their own way of doing it. I always like to do kind of a half routine because you get a real good feel of the bounce. So for her, I'm sure we'll see her execute some of her routine. But some gymnasts like to just almost swing around the bar rather than tiring themselves out. So they will have practiced it, they will have rehearsed it before you go on. You know exactly what you're going to do. You can see the coaches now are just adjusting the tension. I saw in, I think it was podium training, she went up and did one of her releases and fell, and then straight away spoke to the coach. They changed the tension and then she went and did a full routine. So it really does make a difference, the tension on the bar. So part of this warm-up is making sure you're happy with the tension and the grip.
Yeah, and she had a few moments, didn't she, in the bars routine that she did in the all-around, because the key to her performance is the connection. It's the fact that there's no gaps or pauses or any free swings between the incredibly difficult moves that she does.
Yeah, and I think that really showed in that first part of the bar final. You had a couple of gymnasts that had beautiful execution and beautiful routines, but they haven't got the difficulty. We're going to see her warm up here now, but every skill will pretty much be connected. There's the full turn straight into the release and catch, straight down to the low bar. She's taken the upstart handstand there. Normally she does connect that straight away.
Mm-hmm. And do you think she'll try and go for the ultimate routine here?
Yeah,
because,
I think,
or do you think she might play it easy? And because she doesn't need to go full on, does she actually?
No, she doesn't, but sometimes by messing with the connections, actually you can throw yourself off more. She will have trained the routine to the full connections. To suddenly say, right, I'm not going to do the connection, I'm going to do the upstart handstand into the low bar connection, actually that can throw you more. So right. I think she will go for the full connections, and if it doesn't feel right, she will then make the very quick decision, because you are talking fractions of seconds. Yeah. You know in the air if you're going to be landing very close to the bar or at full catch, so you can then make that decision, actually I'm going to do an upstart handstand or I'm going to go straight into the connection. But your body is almost auto-tuned to go straight for every single connection unless you know it's wrong.
Okay, well, it's unbelievable to think that she scored 15.533, so potentially she's a mark ahead of Melnikova if she goes through doing all of those connections that you were talking about. Things didn't quite come off. She still scored a 15.1 in the all-around, which would still well win this final. But let's wait and see what happens. Kaylia Nemour will be the last gymnast to go in this women's bars final. But the first gymnast in this half is Yang Fanyuwei. She's 20 years old and the second highest qualifier, Chris. She's the Chinese bars champion, and she's had a couple of goals, World Cups as well this year.
And watch carefully, she does the very, very unusual straight front somersault with full twist to recatch. So keep your eyes. Let's hope she manages it, that she doesn't.
Yeah, well, she scored a 14.566 in qualification. Angelina Melnikova, the neutral athlete, is leading the competition on 14.5. On we go.
All right, here we go. She changes into this grip, up, full pirouette, just a little bit of a, there's the full turning, front somersault. Beautifully done. And the big Kachev immediately down to the low bar. She's got lots of variety in here, super handstand shapes. Full turn again into the Shap half, the half turn to the high bar. Lovely handstand. There's the full pirouette. There's the dismount with the full twist, just a little step. And there was that little knee bend in the middle, but very original.
Well, there were errors. I mean, it was a fabulous routine. I mean, to do that big straight front with the full twist from that not perfect, it was a very unusual forward long swing with the knee bend. But I love this invert work into the straight front somersault with a full twist. And then just those 2 little steps. Look at this. Immensely difficult. Watch this there, you can see. Lovely extension, the Stalder into the full turn. She had some really good handstands. Not as sharp on the full turns. I think she'd be relieved to have finished. You can just see the force. Eyes on the bar, and again that was just slightly past the handstand, and that's what the judges, I think it would struggle to go above Melnikova.
Yes, I think so as well. The couple of steps on landing, the bent knees in the middle, and like she did more than one pirouette, and they were a little bit late. Lovely form on the dismount with the knees locked together.
1, 2. So the 2 tenths she had on difficulty, she would have lost on the dismount.
Well, 14.5 is the gold medal score at the moment, and oh well, down on execution. So Melnikova goes ahead of Yang Fanyuwei.
Huge difficulty though, 6-7.
Yeah. Well, she had to go for it if she was going to get close to Nemour.
So Zoja Szekely of Hungary next to go.
Lovely stoop full, very popular and very well rewarded. There we are, the stoop into Shap, where you don't put your feet on the bar. Oh, and that's a very good combination. Straight down, good Ginga Salto. So she's fulfilled her requirements. Here comes the big front somersault. Lovely high piked front somersault. Swing turn. Another full pirouette. Good.
Oh, wow. Well.
This gymnast, we were a bit concerned, had a bit of a injured knee, and it looks like...
Yes. She really came down hard on vault yesterday in the all-round, and we didn't think she'd actually be in this final because of that really difficult landing that she took, but
I just, you know, she pulled out the competition yesterday. She landed on hyperextended legs. So my question is, they've strapped her up. Realistically, what? She qualified in 6th place? You know, is that a risk to take to put her in a bar final? It just seems a bit of a wild decision for them, and as soon you could tell she was obviously worried about the dismount. She was trying to protect herself, but yeah, it just seems an unnecessary risk.
Well, I noticed in the warm-up she just did a straight back away, and I was quite surprised to see her do the full twisting double back. But a lot of very lovely bar work.
Well, I hope she's okay. You might be able to see the dismount. I mean, you can sort of compensate if you've got one, like, injured part, but both knees, there's nowhere to go, really.
Yeah, she was heavily strapped on both.
Lian Wong, you can see there, the silver medalist from yesterday. Leila Vasileva will be next to go. And the crowd are applauding Zoja Szekely. She's made her way out of the arena, I think. 12.433. 2 more gymnasts left to go then in this World Uneven Bars final out in Jakarta. Leila
Next,
Vasileva.
individual neutral athlete, Leila Vasileva.
Competing as a neutral athlete. 5th in qualification on a score of 14.2.
Straight into the rise, up to the high bar. Nice full pirouette from the Stolder and back down. Then with the half turn. Lovely shapes, locked together feet. And a confidence front somersault, the Jaeger salto. The half turn, the stoop in and out with full pirouette. Into the full twisting double back. Well packed in, nothing exceptional in the routine, but very, very clean in all that work.
Another of the young gymnasts in this final, just 17 years old. Vasileva.
Well, a 6.2 on difficulty in qualification. So that's a big routine. First major final as well. You can just see the intricate placing of the hands. The stooping, it's very difficult. Got to have great flexibility to get the feet between the hands. Up into the handstand, the half turn from the stoop in. Lovely pike Jaeger somersault there. See the concentration. The half turn.
This is a nippy little combination, the half turn into the stoop full, and then the stoop full being well rewarded, going straight into the dismount, lifts that difficulty quite a bit.
Yep, that's what the judges are trying, the gymnasts are trying to do, should I say, is connect these skills without the extra swings. I mean, the final competitor really is the master of the bars.
14.066 for Vasileva. So all eyes now in this arena and across the world are on Kaylia Nemour of Algeria. Can she win her home country their first ever world title? She's got the hardest routine in the world and is the greatest bars worker in the world. Can she deliver here and get herself that well-earned gold medal?
Super full pirouette, immediately into the Jaeger, straight down, there we are. She's got the links that she missed yesterday. Lovely full pirouette. Another big release coming here and another shap up to the high bar. So far, so good. One pirouette, one dismount to go. Here we are, lovely double straight. Oh! Fantastic work, amazing.
Well, that was the bars routine of her life. It had the lot. Best bars routine I've ever seen, Chris.
Oh, absolutely, and she knew she had to do it for her own self.
Well, we were talking about this the other morning at breakfast, Matt. Stick to the plan, and that's exactly what she did. She didn't hit that same combination in the all-around, but that was the routine. And it's not just about winning and playing safe. She could have done that. That was everything in connection. Huge, huge. And Melnikova will know that she'll have to settle for a silver on this piece of apparatus, but under that pressure, I mean, just sensational to watch.
She can get her feet in so powerfully. When you watch here, she does the big Kachev half, and look, she's catching the bar and she's almost under the bar when she gets her feet in for the Stolder shap.
Well, she had a 15.533 in qualification.
Yeah.
I mean is that going to go above that? Are we going to see a 15.6? It's from 7.1.
It's got to be one of the highest bar scores of all time.
Well, it's certainly what I think it is probably the highest difficulty score that we've seen previously. It's difficult to always assess because you get different bonuses and different values. You could go back 10 years and it would be a bit different.
But I mean, where do you deduct from there? I mean, even with the high level of difficulty, to have that level of execution.
I just think she's so well rehearsed.
Yeah.
You know, this is through hours and hours in the gym as a junior, really understanding the bars, the technique. But let's wait for it, Matt.
Well, a different face to the one we saw yesterday in the all-around. This was her moment. I mean, it's got to be gold. It will be gold, but what score is that board going to say?
It'll be about a 15.5, I would think.
Well, Melnikova's guaranteed a silver, at least.
I went for 16. Give her a 16. Well, it's still 1.1 to take off. It's out of 17.1.
It's 15.566. It's up on qualification. What a huge score and a massive smile. Algeria's first ever world champion, Kaylia Nemour, takes the gold and the title of the greatest uneven bars worker in the world. Angelina Melnikova, she takes the silver medal to go with the gold that she got on vault and the all-round. But what a moment for everybody involved.
And Craig, you say she's so well rehearsed. You go in the warm-up gym and she's the gymnast doing 3 a day of the complete full routines. You know, she is so well rehearsed. She knows it inside out. And to deal with that pressure, you have to know your work inside out.
Well, the thing is, you can only be consistent at things that you repeat day in, day out. And that becomes a habit. That routine is a habit for her, and even if she misses one connection, she's still scoring over 15.
Well, Kaylia Nemour, we all hoped she would do what we knew she could do, and she didn't hold back. She went all out for difficulty, matched it with execution, and absolutely smashed it. The world title is hers. Algeria have their first ever world gold medalist. She had a silver, but never has she been that golden girl where she is today. Angelina Melnikova, she takes the silver medal, and Yang Fanyuwei of China, she takes the bronze. What a final. I mean, I'm assuming she's related to that lady.
I guess it must be Mum.
Oh, the hard work, the effort, the sacrifice, everything that goes into creating a world champion at the age of just 18 years old. Confirmation that Kaylia Nemour, as we all knew, would be world champion on uneven bars. Angelina Melnikova, the neutral athlete, takes the silver medal, and Yang Fanyuwei of China, she takes the bronze. Sky Blakely finishes 4th, but what a performance from McDonald from Australia, finishing 5th. Great final.
Great final and great uneven bar work. You know, those top 3 performers, very different in style, each of them, but really super work.
Well, let me bring in Beth Tweddle if I can, as we're watching Yang Fanyuwei and her bars routine. This is the gymnast, Beth, that won the bronze medal, and she did it in style. Can't hear Beth.
She did, and obviously she upped her difficulty from qualification. She had a 6.4 in qualification, and to be honest, upping that difficulty is what kind of rescued that medal, because obviously she had a couple of errors where the judges were able to take those deductions. So yeah, a clean 3rd position.
Yeah, and I think Melnikova will be more than happy with a silver medal in the company of Kaylia Nemour.
Yeah, you heard Christine in commentary say she's never won a world bar medal, so to come away from this championships with 2 gold and a silver, having not competed internationally for 4 years, I think she'll be very pleased with that.
And then the absolute virtuoso, the queen of the bars. She did it in style, Beth.
She did, and it's just such a different class of routine. She literally, as soon as she's on the bar, she's near enough off the bar because every single skill is connected and done very well execution as well. So yeah, I mean, I'm glad she kind of put to bed what happened yesterday and was able to come out and take that title.
Yeah, and upped her qualification score as well. It's interesting, we were talking earlier on with Chris about the highest scores in the world, but I mean, she is up there, and I think she will be for a long time as, you know, the achiever of the highest bars scores that are collected across the world.
Yeah, and interestingly, she's got that routine consolidated now, so she's kind of for the next 4 years just got to keep doing it. I mean, the Chinese did up her difficulty, but it was still 4/10 behind. So even with the kind of errors that she had, she still wouldn't have been up there. And yeah, she's in a great position going into this cycle leading into LA, and it'll be interesting to see how she progresses. I think that a lot of focus for her and her coach will be on that all-around. We know that she's a great bar worker. We know now that she is a great all-arounder, and it's making the rest of those apparatus consistent. We saw the double twist yesterday. Can she make that better? You saw on beam, she's a great beam worker. Unfortunately, it didn't quite pay off yesterday, but I think the main focus now will be keeping the bars consolidated, but actually bringing the all-around score up.
Yeah, hard for the rest of the world to think how to